All right, let's dim the lights and dive into one of the most famous hauntings in all of literature. We're going to explore the four supernatural visitors who didn't just scare Ebenezer Scrooge, but who have, left this huge mark on our imagination ever since.
So you gotta ask, why? Why do these ghosts still get under our skin? I mean, it's been nearly 2 centuries since Charles Dickens wrote this story, but these phantoms, they feel like they could show up tonight. As we're about to see, their power goes way beyond just a simple spooky campfire story.
You see, the real genius here is that these aren't just some ghosts floating around. They're basically psychological symbols. They're mirrors. Each one shows up and holds a mirror to Scrooge and, by extension, to us, forcing us to look at all the different parts of our own lives.
Okay, so let's get into it with our first spirit. This is the one that literally breaks down the door and sets up the terrifying stakes for the whole story. Scrooge's old business partner, Jacob Marley.
This line, man, it is so powerful. Marley is saying his punishment wasn't handed down by some judge in the sky. He made it himself. This immediately sets up this huge theme of personal responsibility, which was a really big deal in Victorian England, a time when it felt like the consequences of your business dealings were getting more and more distant.
And you have to notice that word he uses, forged. It sounds like something a blacksmith does, right? Deliberate, methodical, piece by piece. When he says he made it link by link, it hammers home this idea that his damnation wasn't from one big evil act. Nope. It was the slow, day-by-day pileup of countless tiny, selfish choices.
And check out what his chain is actually made of. It's not just random metal. It's keys, cash boxes, ledgers, the actual tools of his job. This is such a brilliant way to show how a person's entire identity can just get boiled down to their job. And now, in death, the very things he chased his whole life have become the literal weights dragging him down forever. So, from the clanking chains of a guilty conscience, we move to our second visitor. And this one is a lot stranger, much harder to pin down, the ghost of Christmas past. Dickens describes this spirit with this really cool paradox. He says it was like a child, yet not so like a child. The child part points to this idea that our youth holds some kind of pure, honest truth. But the not so like a child part, that makes it feel eerie, supernatural. And it's perfect, right? That's exactly how memory feels. It's totally familiar, but also strangely distant and weird when you really look at it.
And this light, this is the ghost's main tool. This bright, clear jet of light that shoots out from its head is a symbol for pure, unvarnished truth. It's like a perfect, uneditable recording of Scrooge's life. It doesn't have an opinion. It just shows things exactly as they were, forcing Scrooge to see his past with total, painful honesty.
After that weird, unsettling trip down memory lane, we are suddenly thrown into the here and now. And it's vibrant, it's loud, it's joyful, because the ghost of Christmas present has arrived.
And what a total change of pace. This jolly giant just radiates warmth and abundance and this incredible welcoming vibe. You have to remember, this was a time when a lot of people were scared of starvation and scarcity, so this spirit, overflowing with food and goodwill, is a radical statement. He represents a world where there is enough for everyone, completely contradicting Scrooge's cold, miserly view of the world. And here's this amazing little detail. The spirit has a scabbard on his belt, where you'd keep a sword. It's a symbol of power, of might, but it's empty. There's no sword. Dickens is showing us that this ghost's power isn't about force or fighting. Its strength is in compassion, in peace, in generosity. He's basically redefining what real power is.
And now, everything changes. The warmth, the joy, it all just vanishes. We're about to face the most terrifying spirit of them all, the one that represents the great, silent, unknown.
Dickens uses just 3 adverbs to describe its approach, and each one is just chilling. First, it comes slowly. This isn't a sudden jump scare. This is a deliberate, unstoppable crawl. You can't outrun it. You can't avoid it.
Then it comes gravely. This word just lands with so much weight, so much seriousness. This isn't just any future. This is the future that holds all the consequences of a life's worth of choices.
And finally, and this might be the most terrifying part, it comes silently. This ghost says nothing, not a single word, no explanations, no comfort. That silence is awful because it forces Scrooge and us to fill in the blanks with our own deepest fears about what's to come.
And the way it looks is just as scary. It's hidden completely inside this deep black garment. You can't see a face, you can't see a body. It's totally impersonal, this unknowable force. It's less of a character and more just a pure symbol of death.
So what's the deal with the shroud? Well, it conceals everything, which reminds us that the future isn't written yet. It's a blank slate. But it's also a burial shroud, a grim reminder that we're all mortal. It's a warning. The future might be unwritten, but it's being shaped by every single thing we do today.
So let's just pull all of this together really quick. Marley's chain, it's about taking responsibility. The Ghost of Christmas Past slight, it shows us how our memories made us who we are. The presence giant, he's a reminder to find joy in connecting with people right now. And the future shadow, well, that's the silent warning of where we could end up. Each lesson builds on the last, and together they forge Scrooge's transformation.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. In our own lives, right now, which of these ghostly mirrors do we need to look into the most? Are we forging our own chains, link by link? Do we need to face the light of our past, or maybe embrace the joy of the present? Or is it time to listen to the silent warning of what's yet to come?